back to CI Living. I'm your host, Jacqueline Friedlander. Wearing a wig can give you a boost of confidence. They can be used for fun, to enhance your style, or to fill in the gaps when medically necessary. Here with some styling tips and tricks is David Dolce from Tricoci University of Beauty Culture. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, good to see you.
Okay, so I have so many questions. Let's start with, how do you choose the right wig?
So it just depends. Like if you're choosing it for fun, if you're choosing it to enhance your look, or if you're choosing it because you are a cancer patient and you have thinning hair and it's for self-confidence, right? So depending on things like that. So let's say you have your cancer patient. You have to really consider things like comfort. So you don't want to wear a wig that's too heavy. You really have to protect your scalp because your scalp's going to be more sensitive. So your liners are going to have to be like a cotton, a bamboo, or a silk as opposed to like a nylon or a clip-on. So there's a lot of things that are involved. So I feel like wigs, kind of like this one with all this blue in it.
Yeah.
This is great for somebody that wants to go out on the town, wants to
have a little fun,
try something new. Right. So something like this, I brought in a few different types. So this would be somebody that kind of wants to enhance their natural look. Maybe they maybe they don't have cancer and losing their hair, but they're thinning because people don't talk about it, but all women's hair thins just like men's do as we get older. So it's a self-confidence thing as well.
Right.
Or maybe you can't get your hair to be this blonde.
Right.
I have people with black hair and they want to be this blonde, and I'm like, for me to bleach it like that, it's all going to fall out. You're going to be orange, and people don't understand that process like a cosmetologist knows. But I always prefer to refer them to extensions, wigs, something to have that look.
So someone with hair my color, if they want blonde, should maybe opt for this over
blonde,
trying to dye.
There's an orange first.
Yeah, see, we don't want orange. Now, what's the difference between like a synthetic wig and a human hair wig, and is one better than the other?
Good question. So I'm going to start with, is one better than the other?
Okay.
I would say no. It's there's a lot of things to think about. Cost, for sure. So synthetic wigs, these are all synthetic, are going to be a lot less expensive than a human hair wig would be.
Got it.
For sure. Synthetic wigs are pre-styled. These curls are going to hold their own. So that's something that's really good to look into. However, all these wigs, whether it's synthetic or real hair, you're going to have to trim them or get them trimmed by a professional for specific looks if it's something you want to wear every day. So human hair is going to be a lot more expensive, but you can style it. So you could be curly one day, you could be straight another day.
Because you can treat it more like your actual hair.
Exactly, but it's then more care. So it's an investment. You want to care for your investment, so you want to wash those between every 7 to 10 wears. So I don't know.
Right. It sounds like it's preference.
Yeah, it really is preference. Some people think natural, but there's some really good synthetic looking wigs out there.
And then let's talk about care for a minute. How is the care different for synthetic versus the real?
I think a real hair, you're going to want to use a wig shampoo for sure. Like that's going to make a big difference in the cleansing process because it is real hair. You have to watch what hair products and things you are using because you don't have your scalp producing natural oils back into your hair. So it's not going to be as hydrated if you don't care about it.
Sure.
Whereas the synthetics ones will. A huge thing with all the wigs is when you're washing them, don't wring them out. I think people do a tendency to wring it out.
Sure.
And that's going to rip the hair. It's going to mess up the cuticle on the human hair, and it's just going to kind of take out these curl patterns and things that are in your synthetic.
That are in there. And then if somebody is going through cancer or alopecia or something medical that requires a wig, how can they get help with those costs? Because I know wigs can be expensive.
There are. So on top of all the different charities, we have like wigs for kids, and then there's a wig exchange program. There's a lot of things if you do your research. But there's something called cranial prothesis. I'm like, am I saying that correct?
Okay.
That is something a doctor can give you a prescription for having this, which is hair loss for medical reasons. And a lot of insurance companies, if you look into it, will actually cover the cost of a human hair wig for you.
And that's, I feel like, really important. And then if you want to donate hair, you can also, if you get it cut at a certain length, can still donate to things, I know, like Locks of Love and things like that. If you want to maybe help somebody out who who is needing that hair.
For sure, and the cue there is 12 inches or longer.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I'm glad you know that off the top of your head.
And it's sad sometimes because you have people that do come in and want to donate their hair, and you do cut it, and it doesn't measure quite up, and it's like,
oh sure,
you don't know if they're going to be able to use it or not. So 12 inches or longer. I have clients that's specifically what they do: grow it out to donate it, and then grow it again, donate it again, and I just think that's beautiful.
Yeah, and those people I feel like they know exactly how long it's going to take to get that next batch
ready. They do. They got it down. They even come with the pre-ponytails put in. Okay, cut.
They know exactly. They know the drill, and you know how to cut it. Well, I would like to try on some of these wigs, and I want to kind of learn how to actually, put them on correctly and things like that. So will you stick around for a few minutes? All right, you stick around too, and we'll learn how to put these wigs on properly. CI Living will be back right after this break. Welcome back to CI Living. Before the break, we were talking all things wigs, and we have some more wig talking to do because I want to try on all of these wigs. And this is David from Tricoci University of Beauty Culture. So during the break, David put my hair like that. And what's next?
Yeah, so we put in a little ponytail now for the sake of time. Usually we want to twist this, pin this up, and to be honest with you, usually braiding your hair back is the best thing to do.
Way. Okay.
But for the sake of time and for a temporary solution, this is just a nylon cap. I mean, this looks exactly like the nylon pantyhose that you would put on. So we want to stretch that out. Put this over your head.
Okay.
All right. So it's important to tuck all these little hairs into as well. We're going to tuck the ponytail up. How's that feel?
It feels great, actually. Yeah.
Good. We got to go.
Get the
ear to stick out.
Perfect.
All right. So like I said, we'd have this kind of maybe slick back more, whatever.
Right.
But we want to get these beautiful wigs on you.
Yes, I want to see. I want to see. Which one are we starting with?
All right. Let's start with. Oh my gosh. Let's just go in order. Okay?
All right. Great.
So this is more of a natural look, right? So this wig's called a lace front. Lace fronts tend to look a little bit more natural. The cool thing about a lace front that I've learned is that you can actually, when you go to a wig stylist, they'll pluck out some of these hairs to make it look more natural. And less thick like a wig, yes.
All right.
All wigs also have hooks and clasps on here.
Gotcha.
So you would pull the clasp and hook it.
Oh, to make it
the elastic fit on your head, so it doesn't fly away.
And do I hold this forward or?
Yeah, hold that for me. I go back and then I pull our front in.
I was always wondering if you're supposed to put them on from the front or from the back.
I do from the back.
Okay.
Awesome. And then we customized this a little bit to give you some face framing yesterday before we came onto the show. I think this is a good
So this is what I would look like as a blonde.
Yes. I like it.
I do too, actually. It's really fun, and I feel like it's still kind of, sometimes you put on a wig and you just don't even recognize yourself, I feel like. But I think I could rock it.
I love it. And then, like you said, you're going to want to tighten that in the back. We would do that regularly, but the hairline's really important, at least for somebody like me and licensed cosmetologist. We're going to notice where that hairline is on your forehead. So if we start seeing that creep back, it's like, oh, that's a wig.
Right.
So that's a sure tell sign about that.
So you want to make sure that that's right where it goes.
Yes.
How fun. All right, let's try the black one with the blue highlights.
Let's do it.
All right.
So this
and then it comes off pretty easy because it's not all clipped in.
So this is fun because you always talk about you've wanted bangs.
Yeah, I want to try out bangs.
This one we cut to have a little side bang to it.
Fun. Okay. And blue is my favorite color, so I'm very excited about this one.
Is it? Okay,
is.
Perfect.
Very much so. All right. So we're putting this one, same thing. We have to get it right into the exact position. And is there a secret to getting it like on correctly? Besides putting it from the back to the front, is there something that, people should be doing if they're struggling to do this themselves? It's much easier because you're helping me, but if someone's trying to do their own wig at home.
Yep, I've seen people do front to back too, because then you get it on the forehead right where you want to lay it.
Right.
So I think that's important. The hard part to get used to, I think, is clipping the elastic on your own.
Yeah.
So I would practice with that first and maybe have that hooked, so you're ready to go.
Pre-done.
So like I said, you do need to get wigs trimmed.
Fun,
so if you wanted this look, I'd be like, okay, let me layer this bang up a little bit more for you so we can customize that for you.
Yeah, I really do like this one, though. I feel like it...
You got it short in the back. It's a little longer in the front.
But this one, I do feel like I kind of look like a different person. That's a fun sort of like going out party wig. Galentine's Day, maybe. How fun is that? All right. And then...
That's your vacation cruise wig.
Right. That one is fun. And then let's try the gray one.
I thought this would be fun to try on you just because, right?
Yeah. See what...
So this is a short-haired wig. This is something for somebody that is going to want to enhance what they already had. Maybe somebody that's hair is prior thinning, or somebody that maybe was losing their hair because of cancer.
Right. And I've actually never done short hair, so I'm curious to see what I will look like with short hair. I've always had my hair shoulder length or longer from the time I was a kid. So
again, for our prep, we'd have this more slick back so you didn't see the little hairs coming off the side of it.
It's so cute.
But this is what you would look like with a short.
This is what I would look like with a short gray. Yeah.
Your Golden Girls look.
I kind of love it. It's very, it's fun. You kind of feel like a different person. I feel like Moira from Schitt's Creek.
Yes. You can hang your girls on the wall like she does.
Yeah, exactly. All the wigs. Yeah. She's the best. Well, David, thank you so much for being here and for teaching us all of this about the wigs.
You're so welcome. You can make a career out of it, too. Come to Tricoci University, www.tricociuniversity.edu. You can look for enrollment opportunities on there. Just click the button. We have new classes starting every 6 weeks.
Yay! Well, coming up tomorrow on CI Living, take some time to reflect and set your goals for the new year. KB Community Cafe will be here to make vision boards and some delicious mocktails. And speaking of delicious treats, Tommy Bickham visited Sweet Maze in Clinton to try their homemade brownie sundae. Plus, the Custom Home Interior Showcase is this weekend in Champaign, and we will have all of the details that you need to know about that if you're planning to attend. All that and more is coming your way on the next CI Living. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.